The Rochdale-based Adams Gang were considered one of the most brutal and depraved gangs the police force had to deal with. Reports say that the Adam Gang had taken its name after the phone line the gang had put into operation. In order to supply Rochdale and Greater Manchester with anything from H to white, Class A gear, and they were making mountains of money. The Adam Gang was so influential that preteens aged 11 years old often got on their push bikes after school and were whizzing round the area peddling H for £10 slabs. This was not a one-off. The Adam Gang controlled at least 15 lines in the city, and they were probably the major dress supplier. And in order to control their empire, which was said to be worth millions, items like machetes, chainsaw, axes, hammers, as well as GUNs left members of the public living in fear. They knew they could not go to police. However, in October 2017, a simple traffic incident led to the downfall of the Adam Gang. High-level member of the Adam Gang, Mohammed sajid, who also went by the name Skinny, had brought items onto Newbold estate after being called by Habiba Rahman. Then 27-year-old Habiba Rahman, who was also a member of the Adam Gang, had felt disrespected in his own area, the area that he and his mates ruled. An older woman driving had undertaken Habiba near Church Road. In response, Habiba swore, honked his horn before stopping his car. An 18-year-old tree surgeon called Cameron Brooksbank had seen the elderly woman be ganged upon, and he attempted to intervene, doing his best to calm rising tempers. Habiba would not let the traffic mishap go, however. He was in full-on road rage mode. Shouting Habiba had called the victim white bastards. He also told them that this was his country in the confrontation. And when between 4 to 5 cars, including Mohammed sajid, his brother Zilla Rahman, and Arson Ali, arrived at the scene, things escalated quickly. Now Cameron and his workmates had gone back to the local house that they were working on, so the Adam Gang had tracked the victim to a nearby house. Outside, in full view of a crowded street, Mohammed went into action with no hesitation. Wielding an axe, he raised his hand and then swung. Cameron was caught on the left side of his armpit first. Mohammed then swung again, and it was so close to Cameron's face, so Cameron, on instinct, lifted his hand up in self-defense. He then felt warm liquid, and then he realized the axe had gone through the wrist, connected with bone. Now this was the second strike. Now 18-year-old Cameron was in a bad way. The colour drained from his face and he was panicking, struggling for breath. Members of the public then dialed 999 and an air ambulance was dispatched, as well as paramedics and police. Now while police rushed to the scene, Mohammed, Habiba and others had fled in their cars. Cameron was quickly rushed to hospital, where he required more than 5 surgeries in a 2-year period, and he was only left with about 60% use of his arm. Now Cameron was also left with permanent scarring and PTSD. Mohammed, Zilla, Arson and Habiba were arrested. However, members of the Adam Gang had tracked Cameron down through a colleague, and his family were told them, under no circumstances are you going to be a witness or even go to court. If he did, there would be serious consequences. The Adam Gang then offered Cameron £10,000 instead to drop it. Cameron refused. Skinny, who wielded the axe, he was jailed for 18 years in 2019. It took 2 years for the incident to come to court. Habiba Rahman, the person who instigated the entire attempted M, due to a simple road incident, he was jailed for just 4 years and 6 months. Skinny's brother, Zilla Rahman, was jailed for 3 years for conspiracy to commit an act, that being having a brawl, and Arson Ali was jailed for 4 years for conspiracy of the same charge. Sadly, 6 years after the incident, Cameron lost his life. Condolences. Stay safe.